You know, it's true. I am not a big believer in ideas. Ideas are a dime a dozen.
One thing I've heard you talk about is the fact that the journey of startup and figuring out profitable business. We're talking a lot about businesses that trying to figure out how to make money. I mean, there were a couple of years there where you guys were spitballing, you were trying all sorts of ideas before you really figured out a business model that worked, which I think is kind of an interesting message for a lot of startups.
You know, it's true. I am not a big believer in ideas. Ideas are a dime a dozen, and I've never met a successful company that ended up with the same idea they started with, and Netflix was no different. I mean, when everyone told us that will never work, well, they were right with our original idea. We were mailing DVDs by mail. We were charging due dates, and we had late fees. And it took us a year and a half of experimentation, trying one thing after another, crazy ideas, before we finally, after a year and a half, stumbled on the idea which actually allowed us to have a real business. It was that eventual no due dates, no late fees subscription business that in many ways transformed Netflix and built the platform that allowed us to transition to streaming many years later. Thanks for watching. And if you liked what you saw, I'd love you to subscribe. And if you want to be notified of my future releases, well, you know the drill. Just hit the bell.